What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen. Welcome back to Sales Funnel Radio. Excited that you guys are here. And today we're going to talk about how I design my value ladder and when I actually want to design it all out.
I've spent the last 4 years learning from the most brilliant marketers today. And now I've left my 9-to-5 to take the plunge and build my $1 million business. The real question is, how will I do it without VC funding or debt, completely from scratch? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business using only today's best internet sales funnels. My name is Steve Larsen, and welcome to Sales Funnel Radio.
What's up, my friends? Hey, I love the book .com Secrets. That's no surprise. And when I first read this book, this is not the original, which makes me sad. I lost the original. This is the first copy of the book that I ever went and, well, not this one exactly, but anyway, when I was in the Army, you guys all know the story. I was laying on a security line for about 10 days. It was not a live thing, okay? It was a training. It was like 10 days in the dirt, and I was laying on a security line in the prone for, again, about 10 days. We'd move positions around and such, but anyways, I kept .com Secrets in a bag, in a plastic bag, in like, like Army uniforms have these cargo spots. So I kept it in a plastic bag to keep it from all the dirt and the rain, because it rained like crazy. And it kept it in my pocket. And as we laying down and such, we'd stay there for days, guys. I mean, they're just sitting there. And, it might not surprise you to find out I have a very active brain. And so I was laying there. I was like, I can only study the bugs so long, right? And so I pulled the book out. I had my M16 in my right hand, and I had .com Secrets in my left hand in the prone. And in Army uniforms, those of you guys who are prior service, you all know this, obviously. There's these pen slots right here on the side. And so I would take out the pen and lay my weapon down, grab the pen out, and like take notes and stuff. And you can see, like, this is not the original copy, which kind of stinks, but I have marked these books to death. There's just stuff all over the place, and because I really study them, I go deep into it. So anyways, after I read this book, it's like I was on probably business try number 10, 11, 12, something like that, and it wasn't that long afterwards that stuff started really working for me, and partly because of this concept of, obviously, the topic of this episode today, which is about value ladders. And so what is a value ladder? And what I want to do real quick is I want to teach you guys what I used to do with value ladders after learning it from this book, and where I found, because of so much coaching that I do, most people kind of like mess it up a little bit, and they take their focus and they put it in these places they don't need to put it in. So anyways, that's what I want to teach you guys real fast. Because what I used to do is, you can see all my school notebooks, my college notebooks after having read this. And man, there were just like drawings of funnels all over the place and value ladders all over the place. And there was like, it'll be this, it'll be this, it'll be this. And like, they were huge though, right? Just like tons of steps. There were massive, massive value ladders. And one of the things that I was getting stuck on was that I kept on like thinking I needed the entire value ladder planned and designed before I could ever start building a funnel. I want you to know that's actually not true. That's not the way ClickFunnels builds their funnels. That's not the way I've built mine. That's not, like, most people, that's not what they're doing. What you want to do is this, okay? Now, if you guys don't know what we just did, we have OfferMind coming up. And OfferMind is to teach a core idea. Now, the reason I bring this up is because of this. Let me read this paragraph real fast here, okay? A value ladder, let's define this first here, and I'm reading straight from page 23 on the .com Secrets book. Right on page 23, the bottom right there, it says, a value ladder is where you want to take your client. That's it. That's all a value ladder is. It's where you want to take your client. So if you think about this, right, and I'm following the info product model, and if you are in the e-commerce model, there's a value ladder that is proven to work really well for e-com. If you are in B2B, there's a value ladder model. Okay, when I say model, like, what's the model you're following? A lot of times what that means is value ladder. Do you know the value ladder, the model that your industry most likely uses and has all the success with? Okay, because it's just a template. And when I started realizing that, and I would be sitting in these classes and stuff, I was like, man, all I got to do, what is the info product model? And I was listening to a podcast one day and someone said that, and I said, what's an info product model? That's crazy, right? Or ClickFunnels follows the software plus info product model. And so anyways, so the whole goal of this is for me to go in. If you guys aren't watching on YouTube, this might be one of those episodes that is powerful for you to watch and actually see how I draw this out. Because now taking the definition of .com secrets of a value ladder, right? A value ladder, and Russell's popularized many things in the internet marketing space. Funnels isn't the only one. Value ladders, he's kind of credited for being the one that popularized that as well and gave a lot of clarity behind this model. Now it's a cool framework that you can go develop your entire company under, right? Now there's a few things specific about this model though, okay? The very top, very tip top, let me just make sure you guys, okay, there we go. The very tip top, this is the goal. I'm just gonna put a star there. That's where you wanna take your people. That's like the end goal thing, your dream customers with your dream product. That's where you wanna take them to. That's the very top. It's also the most expensive. It's the one where you give the most value and the most amount of your time is you, if you wanna design it that way. Okay, and at the bottom is the exact opposite. It's not that you don't wanna sell people here, but the whole point and the whole idea is that you want to go in and like start qualifying people. And this is where you kind of, I can't draw very well, but let's say this is like a, this is like a phone, right? There we go. It's like a little phone right there. Yay. Okay, this is like what's calling out to the rest of the world, the rest of the community. That's what's calling out to your dream customer, okay? Bring people in on the cheap one, and then you start to ascend them throughout, okay? Now, so the value ladder being somewhere that you want to actually take people to, what I want to do is I want to show you how I personally design my own value ladder, okay? So I think that this could be really powerful for you guys. I have been really geeking out lately on this idea of campaigns, right? And one of the issues I found is that most of the time people don't go buy from you, not because it's not good enough of an offer. It's usually because they don't know what they can buy from you. So not only is my role to go create cool marketing messages, cool offers, and make some noise around it, it's also to educate my customers on what they can buy from me. Guys, sharing your value ladder with your customer base is one of the easiest ways that you can educate your customers on what they can buy from you. Okay? On what it is that you even have available to them. How many guys right now, as you guys are listening or watching this, how many of you guys right now, did you even know that there's the option for me to fly to you? Right? That's something we're probably going to take away for a while. I've been doing it for a while though. Do you know there's an option where you can fly to me for a day? Do you know there's an option where, right, there's just like all these things that like people don't know about. And so I've realized like, man, my role is to educate the value ladder, not just the product, right? I think it was, oh my gosh, I see his face in my head. I can't remember his name. Rucker. Oh my gosh. He's the one that said that the only two roles an entrepreneur has, the only two things an entrepreneur has is marketing and innovation. Those are the only two obligations that you have is marketing and innovation. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember his name. I'm so sorry. Trying to give credit where credit is due. But anyways, one of his definitions of marketing also is education for a sale. Right? Mine is changing beliefs for the intent of a sale. His was I just want to educate people so that they actually go buy. That's all. That's what he defines marketing as. But anyway, I can feel me not telling enough stories in this, so hopefully you guys can follow me along with this. What I started realizing is that I needed to go in and create mechanisms inside of my funnels that not just sell the product in that funnel itself. I have to go in and educate people on the other things that they can buy from me as well, and I actually can automate huge parts of that. So any of you guys who come to my events, you guys have seen me teach more of the deeper parts of this. There's like 8 ways that I create what I call value ladder education, and they're all automated ways that teach people how to go and make a lot of money with this. Now, let me just walk through a few mechanisms with you guys. Now, so I'm the one funnel away coach that gets on daily and live, usually unless I'm traveling or something like that or sick, for ClickFunnels. And there's like 6,000 people in this last one that are in there right now. Okay, it's a big one. It's a lot of fun. We're having tons of fun with it. It's been great. But what we teach them in there is this. Okay, what we teach them in there is that you typically, if you're bad, make $1 per person per month that's on your list. Okay, $1 per person per month that's on your list. Now, what I've learned and what I'm showing you guys right here, right now, is that the dollar per person per month, you actually can make that $2 with what I'm going to share with you. And then with a few of the things, you can make that $3. And the better you get $4, $5. Right now, for every person on our list just grew heavily in the past little bit here, but with the list that I have right now, we do $3 to $5 per person per month on the list. And what I'm going to teach you guys right now is one of the easiest ways to manipulate this formula, where it's $2 per person per month on the list, $3 per person per month on the list, and value ladder education, teaching your customers what it is they can buy from you is one of the easiest ways. And there's a lot of automated ways to do that as well, where you're not having to be the one putting in more sweat equity. You just do it once, and it's all automated, okay? Okay, so with that backdrop, let me teach you guys what my value ladder is, because a lot of you have no idea that that's what it is, okay? So let me erase this real fast here and share this with you, because I want you to know how I've actually designed this, okay? Now, it actually starts back with, there are 6 ways that I create a core offer, okay? 6 steps. They have to go in a certain order as well. The first thing I want to go do, and a lot of you have seen this before as well, and this is going to be more of a tactical episode, and you guys can already feel that probably. I'm going a little bit faster here, but anyway, this is kind of a tactical episode. The first thing I want to go do when I'm designing a new value ladder is I want to know what market I'm selling into, right? I've got to know what this red ocean is. Okay, what is my market? Where is it? What is my market? Okay. Now, once I know what my market is, I want to know who my dream customer is on the inside. Who am I actually selling to inside of there? I'm not trying to sell the whole market. People mess that up all the time. I'm not trying to sell the whole market. Now, once I know the who that I'm trying to sell, I need to know what their problems are. So then I start listing out what their problems are. Who, and that leads to what. What problems are they trying to solve? Okay. And this is where the dream comes in, because now from the what, I identify what it's called the core problem. Stephen, what does that have to do with designing a value ladder? It has everything, okay, to do with it. And this is the reason why a lot of you don't know what's on my value ladder yet, because I'm testing this. Does that make sense? So many times people be like, Stephen, what can I go get from you? Stephen, how can I hire you? I've had people offer me $1 million. It's not a joke, right? They're like, I'm dead serious, Stephen. I will give you $1 million for a funnel. I've actually had that happen multiple times now, many 6-figure offers as well. And I've said no. And it's baffling to them. And why? Is because of what I'm sharing with you guys right here. I don't want to be in a scenario where I'm like, you know what? I could do that. But is it what I'm designing? The value ladder is the roadmap for my business and my activities. So if it's not time for me to be offering those kinds of deals, $1 million, I'm not saying I won't take them in the future, but like it's at that time, that was like 2 years ago, that big one. And that's happened several times since then as well. That first big one was 2 years ago though. But does this make sense? I don't want to be in a scenario where I need to go and like, crap, I'm getting out of line of my value ladder. Okay. So you guys got to know that when this was probably about 4 years ago now. That's when I first started getting hired. That's when I got hired by ClickFunnels. And when I got there was only 14,000 monthly users. Now there's 92,000. When I got there was only 40 employees. Now there's 340. Okay. It's crazy. It has exploded. And I got there right before this major explosive growth. And part of the reason why I know I can teach so much about this is because I was there helping with it, experiencing it, helping design it, watching it, observing it, being a part of it, watching this huge, ridiculous growth that happened, right at that time, right there. Like right here is where I actually jumped in, right? And watched it. And so what I want to teach you guys is these questions that I'm walking through. You got to know, like, these are the kinds of things that were being tackled at ClickFunnels when I was there as also. And so value ladder design, people are like, well, first I'm going to do a free plus shipping book. Then I'm going to do a course. Then I'm going to do a high ticket mastermind. Then I'm going to do a high ticket event. Like, that's great, but that comes like way down the road. What I first need to know is what's the market that I'm serving? Who in there is my dream customer? What are their problems? And can I choose a core problem? Then from there, I design a core solution. And guess where that goes on my value ladder? We are finally at a spot where I can go create an offer. Okay? So I create a core solution, then from there, I'm going to create a core offer. That's why I call it your core offer. Okay? Right? Now, this core offer in my value ladder is in the middle of the value ladder. Okay? and I start at that spot. And if you're not watching on YouTube, I strongly encourage you to be watching this part of it. It graphically very much helps understand these pieces. Anyway, so I go out and I help people find out what their core offer is, because the numbers work easier with ads. If I'm selling something that's mid-tier priced, I only need to sell one of them, and Facebook ads are covered for a while, right? Rather than me go straight to the top, which there's people who argue with me and say, go straight to the top. I get it, and I've done that as well, okay? But I'll be honest, like the one I don't do first is the very bottom, okay? The very, very bottom. And it's because it's a little bit more risky. So you have to know that what I'm doing is, I have all these quotes in my head, but I'm not very good at remembering the names of who said what. Anyway, people spend more money for the same thing repackaged in a different way, right? It's a powerful quote, and it's a quote that floats around in this space a lot also. So if I can prove out the idea, you have to understand that each value ladder is represented by an idea. It's actually a full idea. I need to know that what I am, I need to prove the idea pretty much more than the product itself. Can't really see that, but anyway. Okay. I am proving out the idea, not just the offer. So once I know that my core offer, right, which delivers this core solution, which fixes the main problem, which helps solve my dream customer, which is targeted at one specific spot inside of my market, man, now I can go build a whole value ladder. But too many times people are like, I'm going to build this funnel, I'm going to build this funnel, I'm going to build this funnel, I'm going to publish this, and I'm going to make this continuity program. And it's like, it's so fast, they build it too quickly. And then they don't know, like, all their focus is on getting the next funnel out, which is great after you've proven out the main idea, after you've proven the core offer. Okay? I hope this is making sense to you guys. It's funny, I wanted to like trial close you guys, even though I can't see you right now. But hopefully this is helping. And so I focus just on the middle of the value ladder, and I'm doing that because I'm proving out this main idea. Just trying to lift it up so you guys can see it. I'm proving out the main idea. Now that the idea is actually proven for the entire value ladder, my whole goal, the entire goal of the entire thing is for me to go in and then I can develop varying levels of value on the same ladder. Okay, I can go to do something that's more high touch with my time up here. I could go develop a cool mastermind up at the top up here, right? That's lots of value. Same ideas, different value. Same ideas at the bottom of the value ladder. All right, now I'm going to have a book. Now I'm going to have a challenge. Now I'm going to have these CDs and courses and all this stuff or whatever. Okay, now I'm going to have a continuity-based program. Now I'm going to have all this stuff. But it works because I've proven out the main core offer. I've proven out the main core idea. And with this cash flow, I get to skip things like VC funding. With this cash flow, I get to build a business. With this cash flow, I get to put systems together that free up my mental faculties enough to go build the rest of these funnels. Guys, we're running lean. I'm running lean on purpose. I don't want a ton of people inside of my company as far as, employees and running it and stuff like that. I don't. But the reason I get to do it that way and the reason we're cash flowing so hard right now is because I follow this. This is a model. This back part right here was a model that I came up with really over the last year and a half, 2 years, that helps actually clarify a lot of things the way the value ladder is used. Okay, because you do want to upsell people. You should bring in the bottom of the value ladder individuals, but in time, one of my favorite books, Ready, Fire, Aim, teaches that your goal is to just get enough customers at the beginning of being an entrepreneur. You're just trying to get a big old list. Once you get this big list of customers, anything you sell to them afterwards is pretty much likely to be successful because so many of your existing customers will buy it. That's exactly how it says. You'll be in a great position because so many of your existing customers will buy it. Okay? And you cash flow out really hard. Now, when I need to get more people in the funnels, when I need to get more people in my business, then I go build something at the bottom of the value ladder. That's the reason right now I don't have a book. It's the reason why right now I don't have a lot of cheap stuff. It's because I don't need leads. You see what I'm saying? There's one other aspect of this I want to teach you guys with this, and we're going to have to make this a 2-part series here because I want you to know the backdrop of what you're about to see on my value ladder. Because with the context that I'm teaching you right now in this episode, my value ladder will make more sense to you. Okay? every single one of my favorite individuals. In fact, you guys just saw an episode with him, right? As Alex Sharfin. Alex Sharfin, he's a beast. From the things I've learned from him, from things I've learned from the book Clockwork, great book, from things I've learned from these other places about business building and systems, the systems themselves, from the things I've learned from James Friel, right? There's 5 things that I go and I will analyze my business on, and this is how I determine what to go build in my value ladder next. Oh, what's up? This is how I determine what to build in my value ladder next, okay? The first thing I go and I figure out what I'm going to go build on, right, is I want to see how well do I get leads, right? Then the next one is how well do I convert them? This is how I personally do it. I know there's different formats here and there. The next one is how well do I deliver that stuff that they bought? The next one is how well do I retain them? How well do I upsell them? I break those out separately. Anyway, okay. And so if I start getting low on leads, and I'm ranking myself, oh, dude, your leads are kind of low right now. Darn it, right? What should I go build on my value ladder next? What would get me a lot of leads really quickly? Man, bottom of the value ladder stuff. I don't need more leads right now. So that's why I don't have at the bottom of the value ladder things. Does that make sense? I've had a few people reach out, which if few people have reached out, it tells me a lot are thinking it, who said like, Stephen, why don't you have a book yet? Because, man, I got more leads than I can handle. That's not what my personal business right now in its scenario needs. Now, you might be like, Stephen, I need leads. That's great. Don't compare yourself to me, okay? I just follow formats and formulas that are causing success, right? How well do I convert them? You know what? I convert pretty high, okay? So I don't need to focus on the actual sales message or the offer in there. How well do I deliver it, right? I deliver really high. I know I do. How well do I retain and upsell? Well. How well do I upsell? Not well, okay? So the next thing I'm going and building, meaning upsell, meaning there's not a lot at the top of the value ladder. So the next thing I'm focusing on building are things on top of the value ladder because it's the thing that I'm sucking the most at right now. Does that make sense? And you just look at it objectively. Say like, oh man, I got to do this. Oh man, I got to do that. I was listening to the book Clockwork, and that's where I learned that I was mowing the lawn. I've had so many epiphanies mowing the lawn. It's crazy. I'm always nervous to get somebody to go do it for me because I have so many epiphanies with it. Okay. But I want to go in and like, I look objectively at my company and I say like, do we have leads? Oh yeah, lots. Okay. Are we converting them? Yeah, we are. Okay. So that's not the issue. Where's the weak spot? So as an individual and as a solutions provider, you guys, I sell my strengths. Okay. But as a business builder, I solve my weaknesses. Okay, that's a big statement, and it has a lot to do with the value ladder, and this is getting really messy now, but hopefully that's making sense to you. As a business owner, I fix my weaknesses, and I only focus on the weak part to fix these 5 formula pieces, okay? However, as a solutions provider, right, I sell my strengths, which makes total sense, right? But too many people get it switched. And it's the easiest way to do that. Then I let the model tell me what to go build in my value ladder. And I know what purpose each phase of the value ladder is for. The bottom of the value ladder is hardcore about acquisition. The middle, it's all about ascension. Whether I'm ascending them from the red ocean into my value ladder or I'm ascending them from here on up, right? It's a place of monetization, but not nearly as monetizing as the very top of the value ladder. And if I'm not in a spot where I've tested out and proven the main idea of the whole value ladder, I shouldn't even be looking at those things. All I'm doing is testing ideas. Now, I know I've spit a lot at you guys in this episode. If you guys need to rewatch it a few times, go for it. This is how I think about my value ladder, and this is how I design it under this premise. And I know there's a lot, and I'm tossing a lot of you guys with this. That was kind of a heavier episode. If you guys like this kind of stuff, though, it's on this kind of depth and this like, oh, that makes total sense that OfferMind is about. Guys, go get a ticket at offermind.com, and we're pushing pretty hard on tickets right now, so it's super exciting because, anyway, there's a chance this baby sells out, guys. It's really exciting. So anyways, go get a ticket at offermind.com so I can teach you how to do this for your own business. And it creates a roadmap of what you actually go do, not just from a business structure standpoint, which is kind of what I'm showing here, but also a marketing standpoint and how to actually get it out the door. Okay. So anyways, excited for you guys, excited that you've seen this. I was going to teach you more of my personal value ladder, but instead it felt as I was talking that I should teach you under what principles I design my value ladder. Okay, so next episode, let me go through and actually teach you what mine is so you can see the application of these things. Guys, thanks so much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for diving on the episode, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks for leaving reviews also. I just can't even tell you how much that means to me. It's very exciting to see those. Gets me pumped. We spent a lot of money, a lot of time putting this episode or this podcast out. So just your reviews, super fun. Really love them. Thankful for them. Guys, go get rich, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Boom. If you're just starting out, you're probably studying a lot. That's good. You're probably geeking out on all the strategies also, right? That's also good. But the hardest part is figuring out what the market wants to buy and how you should sell it to them, right? That's also what I struggled with for a while until I learned the formula. So I created a special mastermind called an offer mind to get you on track with the right offer and, more importantly, the right sales script to get it off the ground and sell it. Want to come? There's small groups on purpose so I can answer your direct questions in person for 2 straight days. You can hold your spot by going to offermind.com. Again, that's offermind.com.